going on, good people? It's your boy, Mr. Meyer, with the fire, here to share ideas and take our collective vibration up just a little bit higher. And today, it's your astrological weather report. We're here to talk about the new moon in Leo on July 28th, Thursday. New cycle starting in the sign of the sun. So if you're Leo, shout out to you. Happy birthday. I know my birthday is on the 29th, so I'm excited because the universe is like holding my power button. It's going to be a fresh start, a restart. The lunar cycle takes about 29 days to go from new to new or full to full. So this is going to tell you about 2 weeks after the 28th, we're going to end up on the full moon in Aquarius. And that's hilarious. We love to see it, man. So what's the Leo energy? What is this like? Because we're starting a new cycle with this. The Leo energy represents confidence. It represents the self, the individual, the ego, the spirit. And the ego really is just a container for the spirit. Fixed fire means not changing, stabilizing, or fixating on the fire element, which corresponds with vision, sight, spark, the divine emanation of creation within all of us. So Leo is a very self-centered, self-referential sign. Self-centeredness is not necessarily a good or a bad thing. How you use it has everything to do with how it plays out. So the beautiful thing about this Leo new moon, with the sun and the moon making a conjunction at 5-degree Leo, means that we're going to be able to let in more light, awareness, consciousness into who we are ourselves, to step up into our full, authentic expression. This means living your truth, being your truth. Before we really get into this, I'm just going to rattle off the astrology. At some point, I'll do some really good graphics and things of that nature, but we're looking at the sun and the moon making a conjunction at 5 degrees Leo. We'll have Mercury at 18 degrees Leo. We'll have Cancer, Venus, 13 degrees. Mars is going to be at 16 degrees Taurus, really close to the conjunction with Uranus at 18 degrees Taurus. Technically, that is a conjunction already. So we're going to have Jupiter in the sign of Aries at 8 degrees, Saturn at 23 Aquarius, Chiron at about 15, 16 Aries, Uranus at 18 Taurus, like I said. Neptune is at like 22, 23 Pisces. I can't remember. I didn't even write it down at this point. Who cares? Are you guys confused yet? We got Pluto going through the late degrees of Capricorn, retrograde, 27 degrees. So that being said, man, what does this mean? Profound shifts are happening as we speak all the time. Everything happens so much, man. This is the constant dance of astrology. So let's talk about what this moon really refers to in your personal life. So a new cycle of the self. If you're in the northwestern hemisphere, generally you're going through summertime. It's a lot more sun in the sky. It's the middle part of the summer. You know, Cancer starts it, Virgo ends it, Leo has us right in between. So it's bright, it's warm, it's hot as hell, y'all. We just had rain for like a day or two straight, so it's a little bit more chill as I'm filming this on Tuesday. But dude, it's summertime for sure. So it's time to get the fuck outside, get that vitamin D on your skin, enjoy being a person, enjoy being individual. You'll know you did Leo season wrong, man, if you feel shy, like guilty or resentful of being a person, playing small or apologizing for who you are and what you provide for the world, okay? So the beautiful thing about this cycle, this Leo season, where we can take action or pay attention to ourself, our creativity, our self-expression, in whatever house you have Leo in, is that this is going to be assisted by some nice trines from Jupiter. Jupiter is in Aries at about 8 degrees. So this is a gift, man. This has us feeling more expansive and more self-directed, self-willed, more optimistic about where we're going, more confident about the actions and efficacy that we have. That's a beautiful thing with this trine with Jupiter and Aries. I want to say, since Jupiter made its ingress into the Aries constellation, I feel like people are a little bit more hostile and aggressive. So I feel like hopefully this trine can make us more relatable, more understood, more accountable, more authentic, and more accepting of other people. But at the same time, dude, these other aspects I don't really feel like are hitting for that. So let's get into this, man. We got Mercury and Leo at 18 degrees making a square with Mars and Uranus in Taurus. And what this feels like to me is quick eruptions and explosions of ideas. And this self-directed, expansive energy of Jupiter, Mars, Leo, Sun, you know, that energy that I just talked about, this might make us feel like we need to make rapid expansion at a quick breakneck pace. So this might have us accelerating our mind. That's the Mercury-Mars square. This could look like us being overstimulated or tense within the mind. That's the Mercury-Uranus square. So this could also represent quick insights, flashes of inspiration, downloads coming through at this point in time. But the way these expressed might be a little bit tense with the polarity, or not the polarity, but the square between Earth and fire. You know, we got fixed Earth Taurus, fixed fire. Leo. Took me a second. I went off of my 12th house. That's where my Leo Mercury is. But Leo Mercury is about expressing your truth loud, proud, and fucking loud. I don't know what loud means, but I'm fucking proud of it. You know what I'm saying? So, as cliche as it sounds, Leo, the energy of the sun, the solar plexus, how we communicate with Mercury is about speaking your truth, being honest, being radically self-accepting. But the problem with Leo Mercury, y'all, not everybody agrees on this, but a lot of astrologers will tell you that Leo falls, or is the fall of Mercury, and Aquarius would be where Mercury exalts itself. So I will say that it makes sense because Leo Mercuries only get to communicate from a self-referential point of view. So sometimes our ideas don't make sense when it's Leo Mercury energy. It makes sense to us because it's how we saw it. But that being said, other people might not have the same experience. They may have different ideas. So when Leo Mercury is the dynamic, you have to try a little bit harder to add objectivity and rationality to the ideas that you express, because just because you feel smart about something or confident about it doesn't mean it's actually right, useful, fair, correct, you know? So whenever you are too confident, too bold, too regal in your mentality, you're just prone for humiliation or being humbled or ridiculed. So keep that in mind also. You might feel like Judge Judy or Joe Brown, and it's my way or the highway. Let me speak my motherfucking truth with this Mars square Mercury. So temper your temper, cool down a little bit. You get a lot more flies with honey than vinegar, right? So make it sweet. Other people might be able to appreciate it. That's what the Leo energy is about, is like you might have an idea about the change and the action and the progress that we need to make with Leo Jupiter trine, but that being said, if you can't communicate these things in a way that makes sense and is fair and rational and objective and helps other people meet you halfway, you might actually get resistance for your ideas during this new cycle. So make that shit make sense. Try not to be a dick. Try to be nice. Try to find freedom through people rather than from them. Don't work around people. Try to work through with them. But some people are dickheads and you got to work around them too. So like, you got to interpolate this into your own life, okay? And we have Venus in Cancer. And Venus in Cancer is soft, sweet, and nurturing. It's amazing, it's comfortable, it's chill at the house time, especially with Mars and Taurus. Like, let's kick it and have a good time, and let's spend time and energy with our close friends and family and the ones that we love and care about. That's Venus Jupiter, or Venus Cancer. But one thing that's kind of wild, auspicious, I should say, is that this new moon on the 28th of July, Thursday, Venus is moving into a quindecile with Pluto, and this is a 165-degree angle. It represents a little bit of tension or obsession, and I'm seeing this is highlighting the issues of power and control within our interpersonal relationships, and this is also adding tension to our habits and schedules and routines. So it's time to relieve tension. It's time to make things make a little more sense, make them more balanced. The Pluto in Capricorn is really about transforming things at their core and their structures. And this is a really long transit. It's almost over, roughly speaking. So we're seeing this interpolate into our relationships right now, man, especially with this new moon coming up, where you might be painfully aware of the investments that you're making in your relationships with people, places, or things. Whether or not you're getting good return on your investment may be presented to the forefront of your consciousness. So with Mercury square Uranus, Mercury square Mars, I encourage you guys to make these conversations that are necessary, but make them in a way that is peaceful, but yet compassionate, but yet firm, so that you can get your needs met and ask for what you want, but also not be so dominating, and aggressive that you step on other people's toes and create more frustration and tension within your relationships. Because on top of this, y'all, Venus is making a square to Jupiter, and it's making a square to Chiron. And really what this says, bro, is that it's time to make sure your values make motherfucking sense. Make sure you're not indulging with things that are inappropriate and unfair and destructive. Chiron and Aries, this long-ass transit has all of us feeling more charged up and more intentional and more spontaneous. And I know that's a spectrum, so I want to say that intentional is the highest use. Spontaneity and impulsiveness can be a little bit weaker way of using this. So be intentional with the things that you compromise with, man. Everything in moderation. Make sure your indulgences are not detrimental to your vision, purpose, and relationships. Make sacrifices for your purpose is really what this Venus square Jupiter talks about. If you don't make sacrifices for your purpose probably will be the sacrifice. And that sounds broad and exaggerated. It's not a lie, but you may also need to shrink that down into a smaller percentage level depending on the circumstances too. So the thing is, man, with Venus square Chiron, I also want you to be aware of how you respond to your mistakes as well, because everybody's fucking up with this Chiron and Aries transit, doing things on impulse, doing things out of desire, rage, or anger, or impulse. And is it necessarily the right thing to do? Is it the fair thing to do? Sometimes what's righteous isn't right. And sometimes what's right isn't righteous. It goes both ways. So when you're learning the lessons that your soul put you here to learn, it's really important with this Venus in Cancer that you don't let the failure go to your heart. And don't let that success go to your head either, man. Try to stay balanced and self-centered during this Leo season. We got Jupiter actually moving into a quintile with Pluto, and this is talking about the unconscious is actually unfolding itself in a very creative way to calibrate us with our purpose and our mission and our individual lives. And that in itself is a beautiful thing, y'all. I'm telling you. So we got this full moon in Aquarius happening August 11th. So we got about 2 more weeks of putting good seeds in the universe and taking action on your individuality, being bold, expressive, creative, and unapologetic about the value that you provide for the world, y'all. Be the change that you want to see, man. There's a reason why Leo is opposite Aquarius, okay? The Leo energy isn't where we want the Saturn energy to be, but that's going to say that some of your biggest responsibilities this month specifically is being proud of yourself, loving yourself, appreciating yourself, expressing the true core of your 5th house, your solar plexus, and letting that shit shine so other people can see it and get inspiration from the actions that you take. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you smash that like button. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see as far as the astrology breakdowns. We'll be doing our lunations regularly as well. I'm starting a 1st house annual profection on the 29th, y'all. So this year of my life has been freaking bonkers and amazing and grateful for it, but also really lame. And I'm just excited to be focused on the work, man. Y'all be seeing a lot more of me. So make sure that you hit the links. For the end of the month until August, the chart readings are 25% off and the tarot readings are 25% off. If you happen to catch me on TikTok live, you get the discount automatically. So make sure you tap in with your boy. I appreciate you guys. Love and support means everything. This has been a hell of a year. I never would have expected all the things that I experienced, but this has all extended my vision and my purpose. And this Jupiter return I had extended a lot of things for me. So expansion is on the horizon. Sun and moon is going to try in Jupiter real soon. It's already kind of applying to that aspect. So I love you guys. Be the change you want to see. Love and appreciate yourself, because my love is not enough for y'all. I will see y'all soon.